from Shake Shack in the Gables, 1450 South Dixie Highway, right across from the University of Miami, right across from the Green Tree practice field where the guy sitting next to me might have spent a few hours, or 2 or 3 or 4 million. The remarkable one, Lamar Thomas, now coaching at Western Kentucky under head coach Bobby Petrino, under offensive coordinator Jeff Braun, joins us right here on the show, and talk to Lamar about him recruiting down here in South Florida for Western Kentucky, trying to get the best players he can up to the Hilltoppers, who are moving over to Conference USA. Got a big game at Tennessee this year. A couple of big games for the Hilltoppers this year. We got coming up on the show, we got Nate Brooks, we got the Canes barber, Steve Rivera's coming up, all sorts of people coming up. Lamar doesn't have any hair anymore like me to have the Canes barber do any kind of hot top fade or... And let me ask you this question before we get into some reminiscing and talk about your sister. Like, I'm watching the NBA, and all these dudes are going with the high top and all this stuff, all these haircuts that were popular back in your day. Well, what's with that?
They'll be bald at one point.
So might as well take advantage.
Yeah, take advantage of it. All that styling and profiling, it'll catch up with you eventually.
How much did you worry about your hair circa 1990?
A lot. It was important, especially when I took my helmet off. Those days are over.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You don't sport your shirt tied in the front anymore, Lamar, or tucked under?
Absolutely not.
Do you ever look back at pictures of yourself and just go, what was I thinking?
I know what I was thinking, but those days are long removed, and the crazy thing is the kids you coach, they want to bring it up.
Oh.
And they say, hey, coach, I saw you on the 30 for 30, and you did this and you did that, and that's my only comeback were the rules were different, son. And if we had the same rules, I probably wouldn't have done that. And I know I'm lying, but I want to make sure they I have to teach them.
Yeah, I guarantee you, as soon as you were hired, they're all Googling you.
Yes.
In their dorm rooms, just snickering. Yes. Just going, this is our coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're probably thinking, this is our coach. This is great. We're going to have a great time. We'll be able to showboat a little bit.
Yeah, this guy's going to have us do backflips in the end zone. He's going to, get Horace down here to teach us how to do that.
They probably did until the first meeting.
Oh. Okay, tell us about the first meeting. So, it's always awkward for a player and coach to have a new coach come in. So tell us about that first meeting. You get to Western Kentucky and Bowling Green, Kentucky, and you say what?
Sit up. Put your feet on the floor. That was the first things I said. Sit up, put your feet on the floor.
Get some attention?
Directly. You have to be able to take control of the room. As a head coach, you don't want to pass your position room and see the room going nuts. And you have to be able to take control of the room and let the kids know that you're the teacher and they're the student. Now, with that being said, I crack a couple jokes here and there. That's definitely my personality. But at the same time, they understand that it's a time, when we're in that room, it's a time for learning. And we have to be prepared once we step out on that field. And that's basically how I conduct my meeting room. I mean, no hats, no earphones, no cell phones. It's my meeting room, and it's running the way I want it.
So if a cell phone rings, what happens, Coach Thomas?
I take it.
Well, see, my wife's a middle school teacher. She has the same rules.
Yes.
Yeah. So you take the phone, it gets held by the coach/teacher for a while.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they then know not to bring it in my room.
No doubt about it. All right, let's talk about your sister for a second. So your sister Jessica is an absolute baller in basketball,
yes.
And I'd watch you guys communicate via Twitter throughout the basketball season, and
yes.
I remember when she signed, how happy you were, how happy she was. Just talk about having that little sister that, you're. It's kind of like you're watching her as kind of an extension of you, as kind of an extension of your family, do great things in the sport of basketball.
It's been great. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of her. She's worked so hard, had such a phenomenal career at Gainesville Buchholz, and it's ironic that when Coach Meyer, when she got the job,
right.
it was like her first day on the job, and we were doing a celebrity waiter down in, I think in the Grove.
Right.
And I walked up to her and I said, "Congratulations. My little sister is a baller, and you need to start recruiting her." And she was thinking that, maybe she's a junior.
Right.
She said, "Well, okay, we can do that. Okay, nice to meet you, and I'll definitely get on that. What grade is she in?" I said, "She's in the 7th. And she just looked at me. I said, "Now you better get on her. She's going to be a hot prospect now." And it's just amazing that she had an opportunity, and this had nothing to do with me. She was the best player, and obviously she was the best player in the state of Florida because she was voted Miss Basketball Florida,
right.
And that was a great accomplishment. I mean, it's awesome. I enjoyed every minute of watching her play.
So as a big brother, Lamar, were you sort of nudging her towards the U and, whispering little sweet things in her ear, or was this totally, you were going to not try and be at all influential?
I tried my best to stay out of it. I tried. But she was a University of Miami fan, and she loved the style of play that they have, and it's very fast-paced, and she thought it would be the best fit for her. And she asked me my opinion, and I said, "Of course, I would love for you to go there if it's the best place for you." And she said it was, and that's how kind of the decision was made.
Talk about her game a little bit. What is she good at?
Well, she's a point guard that can score, and I think she finished third. A lot of people don't know this. I think she finished third in the state of Florida in golf.
Wow.
Wow.
And one of the reasons why we made her stay in golf is we wanted her to understand that, in golf it's just you and the golf course, and you have to be able to manage every shot. You hit a bad shot, you got to keep going, and it's kind of basketball. And, it taught her a lot of discipline in her game, and she's a floor general. And she understood that, hey, you might make a bad pass. You got to let it go and go on to the next. And she's a scorer, and I think the thing that she's going to have to improve upon is definitely defense, because she's smaller. But you put her to a task, and she'll accept it, and she'll go from there, because this is what she wanted to do. A lot of people have come to her about maybe playing golf and trying to play golf professionally, but basketball is what she wanted to do. I'd say, "Hey, Jessica, you got to go for what you want and what's important to you." And she loves basketball, and she's excited about being able to come down here to Coral Gables and play basketball.
How much has the campus changed, Lamar, since you were here? The team was playing downtown. Now they've got the on-campus arena where the women play and the men play. I mean, that must be a huge plus for kids, as a girl being recruited by the University of Miami. And, then taking us back to your days, did it matter that you had to play at the Orange Bowl, or that, you didn't have that nice on-campus stadium, or even a nice locker room for that matter?
Well, I'll go one step further. I had to catch the Metro Rail to the basketball game.
That's true.
And I was on the team. So, it was definitely beneficial to have an on-campus site. I can recall catching the Metro Rail on the, a couple hours before the game, and it was kind of weird because you're dressed in your basketball uniform and you're going down to the arena. I mean, it was weird, and it was no coaches. It was just you by yourself. Now you could go with a teammate or something, but it was just a weird situation.
Yeah, it's definitely changed over there. They're also, I don't know if you've had a chance to check out the new Schwartz Center. They built up this new building over there with some unbelievable locker room space and student academic space and all this stuff. But I guess you see it from traveling around. I mean, college athletics these days, it's like an arms race when it comes to facilities. I mean, everybody wants to keep building and making it better and better and better.
They do. Western Kentucky, great facilities. I mean, our whole pitch is, if we can get you up there, you're probably going to commit and sign. I mean, it's just great facilities. And if you can have great facilities, then that's half the battle. I mean, I think for the longest, Miami's facilities have been subpar, but we had the tradition of the U and playing in Miami and playing in beautiful Coral Gables. I think that helped. But you build those facilities, they will come, and they will be excited about coming, and I think they've done a good job with that.
All right, let's reminisce a little bit.